Police Chief Bill Conlon of Brockton Police, Detective Captain Joe Mason of the State Police. We have a brief statement. Remember, this investigation right now is still relatively fresh. We may not be able to answer all your questions. We will answer what we can. At approximately 12:47 this afternoon, the Brockton Police received a call for shots fired. The location was 103 Clinton Street, which is a few homes down from where we stand. And upon arrival, the police found the following. They found two female victims, one suffering from what appeared to be gunshot wounds. They were taken to the local area hospital. One female victim was pronounced dead, and the second female victim was flown to Boston by med-flight. She is currently in critical condition as we speak at this time. The names of the victims will not be released until we have notified the next of kin. We're undergoing that at the present moment. A third victim was found by the police in front of 59 Clinton Street. He was a male suffering from what appeared to be gunshot wounds. He was taken to an area hospital and he was pronounced dead. His identity is once again not being released until his next of kin is notified. Police earlier today received a description of the suspect and his motor vehicle soon after they received the 911 call. The vehicle was spotted by the police. The vehicle refused to stop. A short chase in the area of Grove and Lawrence Street began. During this chase, the individual in the motor vehicle fired at Brockton police officers 2 separate times, hitting police cruisers. Police returned fire. The defendant crashed his motor vehicle on North Quincy and Court Street, and he was taken into custody. As we speak right now, there is one man in custody. He has been charged with 2 counts of murder, 3 counts of armed assault with intent to murder. The victims in those are 2 police and 1 victim. There is also 1 count of aggravated rape, 1 count of kidnapping, and 1 count of unlawful possession of a firearm. The individual arrested is an individual by the name of Keith Luke, L-U-K-E. Date of birth 3/18/86. Address 1177 Pleasant Street in Brockton. That's the information that we have right now. Chief Conlon, as I said, is here also to describe a little bit further the chase that occurred today with the Brockton Police. Chief?
As the district attorney just said, a short time after we received the initial call, we also received witness information with a description of the suspect vehicle. Officer Tony Randolph was at the intersection of Grove and Lawrence in that vicinity. He spotted that vehicle as it was fleeing from this area. That's a very short distance from where we presently stand. He put on his blue lights and siren, attempted to stop the vehicle. The vehicle did not stop. A chase ensued, which continued on from Grove Street, crossed over Crescent onto Lyman Street. Lyman Street, it crossed over Center Street and proceeded northerly on Carey Street. Officer Bill Devine was further ahead and knew that the suspect was heading his way. He was stopped at the corner of North Carey and Court Street. The suspect, as he approached Officer Devine, leaned out his window, fired a round at him, which struck the cruiser, went through the windshield, and narrowly missed Officer Devine. The suspect then turned and went up Court Street in a easterly direction, up past Cardinal Spellman High School. Another officer, Jim Cronshaw, who actually was the lobby officer today, assigned to inside duties, but had been out on his lunch break, had monitored his radio and heard that this chase was heading toward that area. He left his lunch break at an area restaurant, sped up to the intersection knowing that this chase was coming that way, got out of his car and stopped traffic to avoid injuries to other innocent people. And as the suspect vehicle came up, the suspect spotted Officer Cronshaw standing outside his vehicle and fired upon him. Officer Cronshaw returned fire as the suspect went through the intersection, and it was at that point that the suspect vehicle collided with 3 other vehicles.